Welcome to AHRK Encounter. I'm your host, Melanie, and I'm excited to walk on the AHRK path with you. We will continue our discussion on stewardship of time, wealth, and energy. I'm excited to see how we can channel these resources to lead to a path of success. Our guide, Casey Cox, will take us through the AHRK lens of lifestyle, where we will encounter a special VIP near and dear to him. Now let's get you started on the AHRK path with this video through our AHRK lenses.
AHRK is the lifestyle path to better choices. It empowers us to live life to the fullest and paves the way for people like you and me to discover our unique purpose and passion. Choosing to walk the AHRK path invites transformation and growth in 5 key areas of life: leadership, communication, mindset, community, and lifestyle. As we dive into these lenses, they redirect our focus and guide us into a deeper understanding of where we're at today and where we're going tomorrow. This is AHRK Encounter.
Every time I watch that little video, I'm reminded of the power of the 5 lenses in the AHRK path. And today we get to look through the lens of lifestyle. It's one of my favorite. It grows and it builds and it touches every aspect of my being. And as we look at lifestyle, we recognize that it's not just a one-time choice, it's a repeated choice. And today we're going to look at a repeated choice that can change the world. It's called stewardship. Stewardship is an understanding that you've been entrusted with resources, with time, energy, and even wealth. And as you recognize, if I do something once, it might be a good choice. But as I repeat that process, I can actually grow or increase or even compound everything I have so that it becomes abundant. And so today, through the lens of lifestyle, through the topic of stewardship, we are going to invite you to look at, how's life working for you? Could it be working better? I mean, are things working against you or are things working for you? Sometimes we get stuck in our circumstances and all we need to do is make a choice. Make a choice to find a lifestyle of stewardship. So today I'm excited to welcome with you my guest. My guest happens to be somebody near and dear. As Melanie said, it's my son, my 18-year-old son. So welcome, Stephen.
Hello, Dad.
Hello. You're on the set of the AHRK Encounter, and I'm not sure you know why.
Yeah, I was just invited here, and I said yes, you know.
Oh, I'm glad you said yes, and the real reason why I invited him is because we believe that every guest, Stephen, you're our guest today, and you are our guest at home, every guest has a VIP, and we want to invite you to uncover it. When you know you've uncovered it, this is what happens. You become unarguable, unshakable, and undeniable. And sure, I'm going to put my dad hat on, and I'm going to look at my son and go, I can argue with him, but he's really unarguable. His words are trustworthy and true. He's unshakable. He has a confidence that people recognize and they go, wow, at 18, he stands like that. He looks like that. That's great. And he's undeniable when he comes in a room. He has a presence. So you don't have to be old to have a VIP. Stephen, do you have a VIP?
Yes, I have a VIP.
You do?
Yeah.
And so we're going to start with values. What are some of the values that you've found that are guiding your life and helping you go forward?
A mentality I've had probably for a long time, in a short life apparently, as I'm 18, is mutually beneficial. When I do something, I want it to benefit me, but I also want it to benefit other people. So that's something that I use to guide my life as I look for work this way, that way. I want to be able to benefit others as well as benefiting myself.
So as a young man, and you're not young, you're an adult, you recognize that the world is a better place when you're bringing a benefit to others.
Yes.
Are there any other values that kind of come alongside to help make that possible?
Yeah, I like to be understanding and patient through everything that I do, because it's an important part that the time is very precious, but it's necessary to use that time and watch things happen and then step in at the right time that it benefits you, it benefits other people. It really helps the world grow in a positive direction.
And what you're actually hearing from Stephen right now is some of the reasons why I invited him in is because he recognizes that his choices can impact the world around him, and he uses this time to really reach out and to make a difference. And so, Stephen, as we move from values to identity, identity kind of becomes where you've been tested, where you've been tried, where you've recognized, you know what, I'm good at something and I want to keep doing it. What are some of those things that somebody else might see as part of your identity?
Some things that I've done for almost my whole life, soccer and drums. I've always bounced back and forth between that, from high school doing both, long days of academics to soccer to drums. It's been really important to me to not only keep myself busy, but do good work at everything that I do.
So as you pursue excellence, let's unpack this a little bit for lifestyle and stewardship. As a high school student, walk us through a day when it started with your drums and ended with your band, but had soccer and AP classes in the middle. How did you steward time throughout high school?
Every part of the day is important to use your time. Either you're resting or you're getting something done and you're being productive. So there's no wasted time in your day. Resting is not wasted time. It's recharging yourself for the next activity that you have planned.
So let me just give you insight to my son. He has no guilt taking naps. Is that true?
Yeah, it's definitely true.
And he just said it to you there. No time is wasted. When I'm resting and I'm recharging my body, and I'm doing so that I can push hard everywhere else. His day in high school would start about 6 o'clock. He'd be at school already for his early jazz band, and his day wouldn't end until after 9 o'clock, about 9:30 when he'd get done with the marching band, and then he'd have to start doing some homework. He is a master steward of time. But we've also recognized that you've got a purpose. You like to make the world a better place. How have you articulated some of that purpose?
I love to create open doors for other people. So if I see someone that has a potential to do this, I'm going to go and reach out to them and be like, you can do this, and give them just a little nudge. And if they don't want it, they can back off or they can turn around. But if they want it, it gives them the ability to say, somebody believes in me, I'm going to take this, and then it gives them an opportunity to change and hopefully a better way.
And Stephen, this is really why it was an easy invite for you to come on here and experience this, because you already have inside of you a desire to open doors for other people. And really, this is the door that we're opening for you today. It's the door to an ARC encounter. So walk down a path of recognizing that if I knew what to do, I could probably do it. And Stephen's here to share with you, not necessarily how he learned everything, but just what is he doing on a daily basis as a lifestyle of stewardship. So let's engage that understanding and that lens through the ARC path. That's AHRK. We acknowledge, we heal, we restore, and we encounter the kingdom experience. So let's begin with acknowledge. As we acknowledge what's going on around us, we take in an awareness of saying, hey, these are my options. Some things are seen, some things are not seen. We haven't seen them yet. Doesn't mean they don't exist. They just mean I haven't really found out how to grasp them yet. And as we acknowledge what is working, what's not working, we can make some better choices. So, Stephen, I bring to you lifestyle. As you look out into the world with your eyes, you see options ahead of you. What are some of the trends that you're seeing about lifestyle and stewardship? Like, do you have a job? What do you do for a job? What kind of job do you have? What are your options? You going to college? What's happening?
I would, for my job, I would say I work 3 jobs right now. 2 are very similar, but they are separate. I work at Chick-fil-A with my 2 brothers, and it's a family job. I enjoy it. I enjoy the community aspect of it, but it's not my lifelong dream job of what I want to do. I really enjoy my other 2 jobs probably more as I begin to grow those, which are health coaching and for personal training, where I'm able to not only change other people's lives for the better, but I'm able to benefit myself in that process. And also it gives me accountability and more like it gives me passion to advance my own health and body.
So let's in this understanding of stewardship, there's a lot of options out there. I mean, you could do a lot of different things. You could choose to say, I'll go to college and figure it out in 4 years. At this point, you've kind of said, no, I kind of think I know where I want to go. Where did that, as an acknowledgement, where did you first acknowledge that the fitness and the health realm was something that mattered to you? Where did that start?
I think it started when I worked out a lot last summer, and then I felt great. I felt like I could do anything. It gives you a confidence. It gives you a understanding of your own body that is not like any other way. And then we hit the winter with COVID, and I kind of stopped working out. I didn't really work out. We have some gym equipment in our garage, and I didn't use it. And then I said, okay, I'm going to make a change, and I'm going to work my body to a new level. And as I hit that level, I felt better. I started having better luck, as somebody might say, where I was able to get places that I couldn't get before, and I didn't know what was holding me back.
So you acknowledge that if you used your time in a more stewardship manner, you could maximize your experience, but you weren't taking advantage of the things that were made available to you.
Yes.
And then as you made a choice, you released some choices and took on new choices. This really gets us into the point of healing. And once you begin to acknowledge what your options are, you then make choices about what works and doesn't work. And what Stephen is sharing is, hey, he had this kind of desire or inkling that I could work out. I kind of enjoy that. But you had to make a change in your time, your energy. Talk to me about how time and energy worked for you as you moved into your physical fitness. And what else did you add to your life that really taught you more about energy?
For energy aspect, I started doing martial arts, and it really taught me that I need to focus on energy to not focus on energy. And that sounds very funny.
Boy, you sound like your dad.
Yeah.
You need to focus on energy, not to focus on energy. Help that person over there going, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes. Training your mind to focus on energy while your mind is able to do other aspects of your life really helps you reset, calm yourself. When I'm playing soccer, I'm doing college soccer right now. When I'm playing soccer, being able to not rile up my energy of anger, but being able to have my mind subconsciously go, okay, reset your energy. What needs to be done? Are you tired, or is your mind telling you you're tired? Where are you going? That's really where the energy constantly resets in my mind to give me more energy throughout the day.
And so what I would share with you about healing in this concept is you can't have a negative thought and a positive thought simultaneously. You just can't. And when we encounter healing, you have to choose which thought are you going to entertain. And that's what Stephen's inviting us to recognize is I can either let my thoughts work for me or against me. This is how we steward our thought energy. And the lifestyle that Stephen is impacting for us is how do we bring these things together to really work for us? And through a lifestyle lens of stewardship, we can't be always thinking, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, next step follows after that. I need to be able to bring that inside of me and just really live from a place of confidence so that it works, right?
Yes.
And so in our acknowledgement, we kind of recognize what are our options. In healing, we recognize that I can make better choices. And then we get to the restoration. It's about living those choices out. So you've got 3 jobs. You do martial arts. You're playing soccer in college. This is the stewardship of time. How do you choose where to invest? What's important to you that's going to build you to the best version of you?
The biggest part about where to invest is just staying consistent. So having your time throughout the week that you know you're going to invest that X amount of time into what you know will prosper. And even if it doesn't, keeping that consistent, because you can't always control the outcome of what you put in, but you can keep that energy and that determination, and eventually it will grow. It doesn't have to grow fast. It doesn't have to be an instant now, but being able to separate your time and consistently put time into all aspects of your life, one of the things in your life will grow, and you'll find a stronger enjoyment for it when it starts growing, but you have all these other options, and it gives you a confidence that there's options for you.
What I'm hearing you say is that you can't always control the outcome, but what you can control, these are my words, is you can control your attitude and you can control your effort towards an outcome. Would that be appropriate for?
That's
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And so as you choose to build, what are you building towards? What do you want to see happen in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
I've always had a hard time answering this question because I never had a long-term dream of where I want to be other than successful. So it's often said, like, have a dream of have specific goals. And I give myself specific goals inside of the successful goal is how I would say it. So remembering that I need to spend this much time, that's a daily goal of mine, to spend that much time on what I want to be doing. And then it reaches the goal, like, it's not a purposeful time when I reach that goal. It's not, I need to be there by this time. It's, I'm going to put this much work daily to get to that.
So you're celebrating the process.
Yeah.
And what does it look like for you to celebrate success? How do you celebrate success, or is there a reward way? How would you treat yourself? What does that celebration look like?
A pat on the back.
A pat on the back.
Yeah, because when I get someplace, the hardest thing is to not stop putting that X amount of time into that practice or that job, because you get there and it's not okay, great, I got here, I'm going to stop, because then it's just going to go back. Then you have to get there again. So putting the same amount of time consistently throughout the process, and then congratulating yourself when you get there, but knowing that there's always more. There's always more for you to reach.
There is more. And I hope you're recognizing that an 18-year-old can actually grasp these concepts of an AHRK encounter and go, you got to pat yourself on the back. You need to celebrate the success that comes your way. And really, that's how we appreciate a kingdom experience. It's where you acknowledge, you heal, you restore, and then you take a moment to take a deep breath and go, well done, I did good. So in the kingdom celebration, you're simply acknowledging that you're unshakable, unarguable, and in a complete place of undeniability. Stephen, you have modeled a lot of kingdom celebration today by your work effort, by your focus of tenacity, and you keep working after a goal. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about stewardship and how you manage your resources?
I like to track my resources in money terms. I love to watch income and then not refrain from outcome, but manage it and keep it consistent and purposeful. So I'm not like just wasting what comes in, but I'm using it to grow future parts of my job, as in something I just spent money on in money terms would be a personal training certificate. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that I needed at the time, but it's something I know will help me grow in the future, and it's worth the money that I've gained that will hopefully bring me more money in the future.
Well, Stephen just wrapped it up in an amazing way to say the number one investment that he's making in his life is himself. It's a return on investment that you can't lose on. When you invest in your lifestyle, your time, your energy, and your wealth, it will grow because you are building the capacity to be your best version and live it out as a wonderful expression. Stephen, thanks for joining us on the AHRK Encounter today. And I hope that you had a great experience on the AHRK Encounter today as we engaged lifestyle and stewardship in a way that is quite transformative. I hope you continue to make great choices, because remember, as a lifestyle, it's not just making the choice once, it's repeating the action. So make sure you repeat actions when it comes to your AHRK Encounter. And here's Melanie to tell you how you can keep doing that every day.
I loved hearing that resting is not wasted time. It's resetting for the future. If you heard something today that really impacted you, you can check out our website at www.arcpath.com. Follow us on social media at AHRKpath. We even have a podcast featuring the talented Bernard Bashir and Casey Cox. And check out the Circles Now app for course packages launching soon. Thank you for tuning in to AHRK Encounter, and we'll see you tomorrow.